Hi, good morning children. Welcome to the online class children. In the previous session children, in chemistry, we started the lesson matter in our surroundings children. In that, we have completed physical nature of matter and characteristics of particles of matter in the last session, isn't it children? In today's session, we will learn about states of matter. I think children, in our earlier classes, we already studied that there are three states of matter. Generally, that is solid state, solids, liquids and gaseous children. Isn't it children? This we are familiar. Right from 5th standard, we learnt these three states of matter. Children, Robert Brown was the scientist. He started to say that solids are moving into liquids. He observed under a microscope, and that moment in the further class I will explain you is called as Robert Brown's moment, Brownian moment. That molecules will be, the particles will be moving in zigzag motion. That I will be explaining you in further classes. Now basically we have three states of matter: solid state, liquid state and gaseous state. Children, we will take one example for solid state, that is solids. I already explained solids example also given to you. The pen which I am holding in my hand is a solid, isn't it children? And even in liquid state we will take the example of water, and in gaseous state we take air as an example children. Okay children, in three states of matter, water is a precious gift of life of nature children for our life. Water plays an important role. Children, we can be without food for some days, but we cannot be without water, isn't it? We cannot be without water. Water is such an element which is very, very, very essential for our survival children. Okay children, first let us start with solid state. Okay children, I already told you the pen which I am holding is an example for solid state, and even the board which I am writing is an example for solids. So what do you notice from this children? Solids, first point is solids have fixed shape and fixed volume. Fixed shape. Pen is having a fixed shape, and even the board is having the fixed shape. Even this duster is having a fixed shape and a fixed volume. Fixed shape and volume means children, its shape will not change. The particles, as we have seen, the particles in solids, how the particles are arranged in solids, they are closely packed or densely packed. There is no intramolecular space between them. No space at all. Isn't it children? This I have given you examples a number of times whenever I explained you about solids. No intramolecular space. The force of attraction between them is very. Okay, children. The particles are tightly packed. The force of attraction between them is fixed, isn't it? So they have fixed shape and fixed volume. They have fixed shape and volume. Got it, children? Because of the arrangement of molecules, children. Second point is, children, solids are generally, we cannot compress them. Suppose for this example is, take one basket. We are filled that basket full with books. Books are nothing but solids. If it is full, again I cannot press that books and again I cannot occupy some other books to occupy there. Isn't it, children? So they cannot be compressed. They are generally impressible in nature, incompressible. They cannot be compressed. If we apply, suppose this is an duster. If I want to break this duster, if I apply force on this duster will not break, isn't it? It is hard, isn't it, children? This is hard. And I want, here the particles in this duster are closely packed. I cannot break that easily, isn't it, children? It cannot be compressed also. Got it, children? So there is no free space for these molecules. The particles in between the molecules, there is no space. So they are tightly packed. They are not compressible. Got it, children? The particles in solids are tightly packed. They are rigid. They are rigid means rigid. That means they will not change, children. Got it? That is the second point, children, where we can say that the solids are rigid. Rigid means they will not change. Rigid means they have the tendency to maintain their own shape. For example, if you take for this rigid, I think if I am applying so much force but this duster is not breaking. Even if you take the example of rubber band. When you stretch the rubber band, it will expand. When you leave it, it comes back. Due to external force, it will stretch. Again it comes back to its original shape, children. Original shape. Got it? Solids have high density. Means density, weight will be more for solids. For this example is, if you take an iron nail, which is an example for a solid, when you drop that iron nail in a water, maybe a beaker containing water or a jar containing water, if you take and if you drop that iron nail, it will sink to the bottom. Means they have high density. Solids have high density, children. They have fixed shape and volume. They are rigid, isn't it, children? And they have high density. Density is high in solids. Got it, children? For this, examples of solids are your phones, mobile phones, iron rod, books, pen, duster, table, chair, laptops. Isn't it, children? These are all examples of solids. Even rocks. Rocks, children, stones. These are all examples of solids. Now, children, we'll go for second state of matter, that is liquid state. Liquids have, children, liquids have no fixed shape but fixed volume. No fixed shape but fixed volume. Volume will be there. They have weight, children, but they won't have fixed shape. They occupy the shape of the container. Why? Because the molecules in the liquids are loosely packed. There is a space between these molecules. See, not like solids. Got it, children? Not like solids. The liquids are little bit free. not free as it, but little intramolecular space is there. So children, this is due to the space. Their force of attraction between these molecules is less where compared to the solids, children. So they won't have fixed shape. They occupy. Suppose I'll take the water. For that example is liquids means which can flow, isn't it, children? Liquids, they flow. When we take water and if you pour into a tumbler, it occupies the tumbler shape. If you put into a cup, it takes the shape of the cup, isn't it, children? So liquids do not have their shape, but they have volume. We have weight. Got it, children? And liquids can slip, means they will flow, children. Second point, liquids are generally incompressible. We cannot even compress these liquids because less space is there, we cannot compress. Only to some, moderately it can be, little we can compress, but not highly. We cannot compress them highly, children. The particles of liquids are moderately packed. Space exists between the particles, less force of attraction. Here, very less force of attraction, isn't it? If it is densely packed like this, we have more force of attraction. Here, force of attraction is less in liquids, children. Liquids or fluids. Fluids means they flow, children. They can flow. They have moderate density. They are not as heavy, more heavy like solids. Moderately, they have density. Example for liquids or children, water, milk, isn't it? All your cool drinks which you drink and all the juices, fruit juices which will flow. They are the examples of liquids, children. Now children, we'll go for third state of matter, that is gaseous state. The third state of matter is gaseous state. For gaseous state of matter, example is water vapor. Water vapor, I think children, I'll say you how water vapor, when you start to boil the water, all the water when it starts to boil, after boiling, if you take out, steam will be coming out, vapors will be coming out, isn't it? That is nothing but gas, children, water vapor. It is the third state of matter. Water vapor is example. When you observe that water vapor will accumulate fully, wherever it wants, it moves, because the arrangement of particles in gases are very, very, very loosely packed. Means they are free to move. Much space is there. No force of attraction between the molecules, children. No force of attraction at all. So there will be negligible force of attraction between the molecules. They have maximum space. Isn't it, children? They have maximum space. Much space is there in between these molecules. Got it, children? So LPG gas, liquid petroleum gas, isn't it, children? That is filled in the cylinder. And children, gases won't have definite shape. It depends upon the container. See, gas, it is a gas, it is accumulating. So it is filled in the cylinders. It is gas, it is filled in balloons. It is gas, it is filled in tires and tubes, isn't it, children? Because they are highly compressible. They can be compressed. We can compress a gas, but not solids. Even liquids are little compressible, but whereas gases are highly compressible. We can compress them. By applying force, we can compress them. Isn't it, children? That is what LPG is compressed in that cylinder. And little that cylinder, gas will be coming out and we are able to cook our food. Isn't it? Our mother will use that LPG gas and she prepares our foods, children. The particles in gases are loosely packed. Okay, children? Even loosely packed, and even the gases are fluids. Fluids means which flow. As we have seen in liquids, they are fluids, isn't it? Fluids means which flows. Even gases will flow, children. They have very least density, whereas in solids we have high density, in liquids moderate density, in gases very low density, least density. Means they are very light in nature, they are not heavy. Density means, children, weight. Isn't it, children? So they are very light in nature. This purpose, children, one more example I like to give you is in fairs. Ballari fair, Ballari Jatra anta heltivalla. In that type of fairs, children, they sell balloons, isn't it? That balloons are filled with helium gas. Gas is filled. So when you let that balloon to move, it will move high, isn't it, children? So because it is lighter than air, so it is moving very high. It flies very high in the sky, children, because it is lighter. So gases have low density. Got it, children? Compared to air, they have low density, so they fly in the air, children. Example for gases are, children, water vapor, carbon dioxide gas, oxygen gas, nitrogen gas. These are all the examples of gases, children. Okay, children, generally we have studied now about the three states of matter, that is solids, liquids and gases. And there is one more state of matter, children, that is fourth state of matter. Do you know, children, there is fourth state of matter also exists? Where does that exist, children? Any idea? I think if you know also, you are unable to say now. Okay, there is fourth state of matter, that is called as plasma state. Yes, children, plasma state of matter exists. That is derived form of gaseous state. Fourth state of matter, that is derived state of matter, children, gaseous state. And here, when it is gaseous state only, children, where the molecules are more energetic and more energetic, and they have ions. They have very high temperature will be the molecules are ionized, means they possess charges like positive and negative charge. They are ions. Ions are the molecules which possess charges. So these type of matter, it is present. Example I can give, plasma state means in suns and in stars, the matter is in plasma state. These two are examples, children. For it is a derived state of gaseous state. Got it, children? It is a state of matter where the molecules are ionized, means very rapidly, very chargeable. I think ions means positive and negative ions will be there, and the temperature also will be very high. Got it, children? This is what about the states of matter which we have come across today. Now, next, moving forward, can matter changes its state? Yes, children, can matter changes its state? Yes, of course, matter changes its state. How can you give this an example, children? For this, best example is matter, change of matter. We'll go to the topic, change of matter. Like changes of matter states. Suppose you take example as solid. I am taking, so for solid I am taking water only, children. Solid is not an example for water. I am taking ice, which is a solid. Isn't it, children? Solid state to liquid state, and liquid state to gaseous state. How? Anybody have an idea? Solid is changed into liquid and liquid is changed into gas. Ice I have taken. It is a solid. Ice cube. If you keep water in a refrigerator, we get ice, isn't it, children? That ice is an example for solid. When I heat this ice, it is changed into liquid. That is nothing but water. Isn't it, children? I have changed it. It has changed. I changed the temperature. I started heating the ice and I got here, what I got, children? Liquid. Again this liquid, I started to give temperature. This is water. I started to heat, giving some temperature, and this has changed into water vapor, children. Water vapor. It has gone to the steam. Isn't it, children? Water vapor. It is gaseous state. First, I have taken solid state, that is ice. I heated this ice, it gave back to me water. I heated this water, it gave back to me water vapor, that is a gas. So, the states of matter can be changeable, interchangeable. Got it, children? Is it clear? We can change the states of matter from solid to liquid, liquid to even gas also, children. Got it now? Is it clear? Okay. Now, for changing this, there are two elements, two important things are there, children, which depends upon the change of states of matter. First one is temperature and second one is pressure, children. Temperature and pressure are the two important factors which depend upon the change of states of matter, children. We all know, isn't it, children? By changing the temperature, now I changed the temperature, I started to heat. I started to heat the ice cubes, then it started to give me water, and I started to heat that water, it started to give me water vapor. Just by conducting one activity, we can do this, children. I'll show you this. From the textbook you have this experiment, children. Okay, children, we'll conduct one activity just to show you that temperature influences, or temperature is the factor which will be the cause for the change of state of matter. For this, I have taken a beaker containing ice cubes are there in the beaker. I have inserted a thermometer to know the temperature, and I have fixed this thermometer to an iron stand. Isn't it, children? Beaker, ice cubes I have taken. I have placed even thermometer inside the beaker to know the temperature, and I have connected this thermometer, hold it to a iron stand. I have taken glass rod or glass stirrer, means to stir it, to mix the ice cubes, children. I have taken Bunsen burner to heat the ice cubes, children. In the first case, children, in case 1, I will start to, first I will note that the temperature of these ice cubes will be -5 degrees, children. -5 degrees will be the temperature of these ice cubes. This you should make a note. Before start to heating. When I start to heat, when I start to give the temperature for these ice cubes, children, at that time there will be rise in the temperature. Raise in the temperature, in the sense, children, it will be raising. The heat will be increasing, isn't it? Slowly. And I should start stirring it. With this glass stirrer, I should be stirring these ice cubes, means mixing. As I should be mixing. Then slowly these ice cubes will be, what they will be doing? They will be melting. They starts to melt and starts to become liquid, means water, children. You should be carefully observing. What you should be observing? The reading of the thermometer. At certain temperature, at what degrees, children? At certain temperature, all the ice cubes have been melted and they are converted into liquid, children. Got it? Stirring, and when I start giving this temperature or heat, children, the kinetic energy, the molecules are occupying, first they have potential energy in them, they absorb the heat and kinetic energy. With that kinetic energy, they start to move. They start to move randomly, speedily, with more. As the temperature increases, the movement of the particles they break up the force of attraction in the solid, and they want intermolecular space, isn't it? So they start to move, and that is what they move with high speed, and all that is from 0 degrees. It is attaining. It is taking some sufficient kinetic energy, heat is absorbed from the molecules, and it is turned into water. Got it, children? This is what kinetic energy is converted, and you should be carefully noticing the temperature also, children. Children, you should notice two things. You should be observing the temperature in the thermometer. Got it, children? You should start heating the ice cubes at a low flame, children, startingly, because we should know the temperature. At that time, we should record the temperature. Second point is, when the ice starts to melting, at the time also you should note the temperature. And when fully all the ice cubes are converted into water, at that time also you should note the reading of the temperature. Children, note the temperature when all the ice is converted into water. That is called melting point of ice. Melting point of ice, children. When all the ice is broken up and has become into water, it is called as melting point of ice. Is that temperature when ice starts to melt is fixed, children, isn't it? I am not at all changing any pressure, children, here. The pressure is as it is same. I am not at all changing. Got it? We have fixed pressure, but only we are changing temperature. Temperature means I am giving here heat. I am applying heat. So it is been changed, children. If at all, if I change pressure, even automatically others also will be changing, children. So the pressure is 1 atmosphere. I have fixed that. And when we apply temperature, the more and more temperature, the more and more kinetic energy is gained by that molecules. They move freely, and they take, with that kinetic energy, the particles will move faster. And by 0 degrees, first starting, if you note, when I have taken ice cubes, at that time the temperature will be -5 degrees Celsius. When ice cubes have been, they attain, when that temperature reaches to 0 degrees centigrade, at that time the ice cubes are melted and they attain water state, children. This is case 1, children. Now we will see case 2, children, in this. Now I have taken the water from the first case, which I got from the ice cubes. Same beaker, but water is there. Same, everything in case 1 as we discussed. Again I am trying to heat this water. Before I start heating, I will observe the thermometer's reading, children. You note down. It is very, very important. I start heating the water now, children. Then the temperature rises from 5 degrees to 100 degrees centigrade. Means water will start to boil. As the bubbles will come out, and all the water particles, they take up the kinetic energy in them and they start moving rapidly. As they take, they will be moving children in that water, and it is converted, that water is converted into water vapor and gas, means as a gas will be coming out children. The temperature at 100 degrees centigrade, exactly at that, all water which is present in this beaker is evaporated and vaporized. Okay children, evaporated and got converted into water vapor. That is what we have observed. Children, solid is changed into, first of all, ice I have taken, that was solid. Next, by heating, I got liquid state, water. Again I heated that water. Means I am changing only here temperature, but I am not changing pressure children. Only temperature is changed. I got back again gaseous state, that is water vapor children. Got it children? Children, I have taken first a solid, it is ice, isn't it? Again liquid, it is water. Again it is gas, it is here water vapor. Okay children? At what degrees? It was ice at 0 degrees. Liquid, isn't it? At 100 degrees, it is again what children? It is gaseous state. Got it children? Temperature remains constant. Okay children? I am giving it heat. More temperature, more kinetic energy, more movement and more in increase in solids. Soon they will change their states children. Kinetic energy of the particles increases due to increase in the particles start vibrating with great speed. Got it children? The energy supplied by heat overcomes the force of attraction between the particles. The particles then they leave the fixed shape, isn't it? The solid will be having fixed shape, isn't it? When they gain this kinetic energy or heat is supplied to them, then the force of attraction between the molecules is broken up and they start to move very rapidly, and hence they are converted into liquid state children. And even when liquid state, if I apply heat, the temperature, and it will go to free state, that is gaseous state, water vapor. Got it children? The temperature at which solid melts to become a liquid at a atmospheric pressure is called melting point. Melting point is 0 degrees centigrade. Melting point. Celsius children. Okay children. The temperature, second point children. The temperature at which water vaporizes, means water is converted into steam, vapors, into gaseous state, vaporizes into gaseous state at the atmospheric pressure is called as boiling point. Is it clear children? What is boiling point and what is melting point? Melting point is when ice starts to melt and give water. Boiling point is when water starts to boil and is changed into vapor state, that is gaseous state children. This is 0 degrees centigrade Celsius and this is 100 degrees Celsius children. Boiling point and melting point. Is it clear children? Children, now let us know about latent heat of fusion. Children, fusion means nothing but melting only children. Fusion means melting. Latent means children hidden heat. Hidden means it is hiding. Hiding means bachitkoladu, we say in Kannada, isn't it? Hidden heat. How? Children, for this, the amount of heat energy that is required to change 1 kg of a solid into a liquid at a temperature, atmospheric pressure is at its melting point is known as latent heat of fusion. I already told you that first ice I am taking. Okay. Ice I am taking, I am starting to give that heat to that ice. I am heating the ice, isn't it, children? When ice is taken only, it is in solid state. It has potential energy. When I start to heat, the heat is taken by the molecules. It is absorbed by that molecules. Some hidden heat is there. For 1 kg of a solid, scientists, they do the experiments, they fix. 1 kg of solid is taken. And for that, I have applied temperature. High temperature is given, but atmospheric pressure is fixed, isn't it? When it starts to melt, that is called as latent heat. Latent means hidden heat. Hidden means which is already there but it is not coming out. That heat of fusion, children. So latent means, children, here hidden. Hidden means hiding. Okay, children. It will be not raising the temperature at 100 degrees. Exactly by 100 degrees, everything will be heated, children. Now we will see even latent heat of vaporization also is same, children. Same. Latent heat of vaporization, as we have seen, latent heat of fusion is same as latent heat of vaporization. The amount of heat energy that is required to change 1 kg of liquid into gaseous state at atmospheric pressure is at its boiling point is known as latent heat of vaporization. That is also the same, children, at which vapors, liquid is converted into vapor state. That is known as latent heat of vaporization. Now, children, we shall move forward. There is one more change of state. Now, at present, we have seen, children, that a solid is changed into liquid and liquid is changed into gas. Now, children, in this, directly solid is changed into gas. Solid is directly converted into gas without undergoing this liquid state. Liquid state is not there at all. How? In our day-to-day life, we come across this. For these examples are there, children. What is this? A change of state from solid to directly to gaseous state without changing into liquid state is called as sublimation. Children, it is called as sublimation. Very, very important, children. I'll say you. For example, children, naphthalene balls or moth balls. Moth balls, your mummies will be in Godrej or in cupboards. Your mummies will be keeping under clothes, under her saris, that insects should not, clothes should not be affected by the insects. So they'll be keeping some moth balls, white color. They are called as naphthalene balls. They are in solid state, children. After some days, if you notice them, if you observe them, they have become smaller in size. Means liquid. They are not converted to liquid. Directly they went to gaseous state, children. One more example. I think we usually perform puja at our houses, even in temples, isn't it, children? The main ingredient used in that puja item is camphor. Camphor, children, means karpura we say, no? That is also example for sublimation, children. How? Directly when you heat that karpurana heat madidre, it directly moves to the gaseous state. It will not undergo liquid state, children. Directly that camphor is solid state. It directly converts it into gaseous state, children. Okay, children. For this, we will take one more activity, children. The children for sublimation. Process of sublimation. See, children, this diagram is also important for you. Just concentrate. I have taken a china dish, taken ammonium chloride, children. I have taken ammonium chloride in this china dish. It is a white powder. I have taken a funnel, but I have put inverted, isn't it, children? Ammonium I have taken in a china dish, inverted funnel, and I have blocked this funnel, closed this funnel with a cotton plug, children. I will start to heat with a Bunsen burner or a spirit lamp. I will start to heat this ammonium chloride, children. It is in solid state, a white color powder it is. When I start to heat this ammonium chloride, children, it will start to evaporate, gases will be coming out, and it will start to move to the funnel, near to the funnel's end point, children. Suddenly I will stop heating this. I will take off that heat, children. Means here this solid is converted into gaseous form without undergoing liquid. Okay. When I suddenly stop that, this vapor, this gas vapors, they will come back, and they will be, when suddenly it is cooled, isn't it, children? When temperature, when heat is not applied, that is cooled, and it deposits here, children, to the funnel, children. That is called as deposition, children. Here it deposits here to the funnel, and it is called as deposition, children. Got it, children? That is what about sublimation, which I explained to you, children. In the next class, I will be saying you about how pressure influences the state of matter, children. States of matter, and about evaporation and diffusion also I will be saying, and I will end up this matter in our surroundings lesson, children, in the next session. Okay, children? Thank you.